Welcome everyone to Advanced Manifestation with me, Cory Michelle. And today we have a hot topic. The hot topic is how do I manifest when my partner is not on board? This is a super, super, super hot topic. And it is one that oftentimes has partners or one of two partners really stop themselves from manifesting, from creating, and from living a life you truly desire. So if you're in a relationship where you feel like your partner's not on board, this video, what I'm going to share with you today, is going to help a lot. If you're also have kids that aren't on board or family members aren't on board, it could really help you as well. So anybody in your life that isn't on board with what you would like to have in your life, what you would like to manifest, create, or the life you would like to be living, if they're not on board, then this video is for you. So welcome. Let me know that you're here below and let's get going. And by the way, I'm on a new platform today called StreamYard. And if you want me to see your comments, you need to click and allow. There we go. Click and allow the StreamYard to see you. Because Facebook is rather tricky when it comes to that. All right, let's get going. All right, so it really seems sometimes that if you're in a relationship where your partner doesn't want to go where you want to go, like you see the possibilities, right? You see the potentials, you want to go there, but your partner's like either telling you it's not possible, aren't you happy with what we have, you're not capable of that, or they're just sort of a stick in the mud and not really going anywhere. They might be on board and saying, yeah, giving you some lip service, but they're not actually contributing at all to the forward momentum of what you want to create. Now, one of the things we have to sort of acknowledge is that you are having these awarenesses and want these things in your life. You want to manifest this, okay? And they are having whatever perspective about that they are. So that's the first thing, is we just got to get real about the situation. Okay. Now, oftentimes what happens is people are like, I want to go. And they're just like, I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to deal with you. And so sort of ignoring it while at the same time doing this one thing that sabotages everything. And that one thing is seeking validation from their partner. We don't get into relationships and go, I want to dismiss this person that I say I love, that I'm actually in a relationship with. We want to include them in their lives, and we want to have better lives, and we want to go together, especially as women, right? We're like, yeah, let's have more. Let's have this and that and do this and create this. And if you're a creator, and if you're on this manifesting journey, and you're really tuning into your energy to see, what is meant for you to create that would make your life worth living, then sometimes when you have people around, it seems like, well, if they're not on board, then they might be blocking me. Who's ever said that, right? If they're not on board, then that's creating, it's stopping me, right? Now, when we're seeking validation from the people around us, from these other consciousnesses, because we all have our unique universes and our unique consciousness, our lenses that we see life through, and the energy, the frequencies that we're being. When we have somebody in our life that isn't on board with what we see as possible, and we're seeking validation, we're looking to them to say, hey, is this okay? Can we do this? Do you want this too? And if they're saying no, for whatever reason, they're not on board, yeah, whatever, we'll see when you do that, stuff like that, and you're in a validation seeking energy, then that right there will stop you. Who's ever had that happen, right? Now, sometimes this happens early on in our childhood. There's a lot probably in our childhood where we have these big fantasies and we want to say, yes, this is what I want to be when I grow up. And our parents are like, yeah, probably not going to happen. Let's get you something that's going to make some money, right? So we start hearing that at a very young age, that what we are dreaming of isn't possible. Okay. And so then we start believing it. And as kids, we do believe it, because why would our parents tell us lies, right? We're so pure and innocent. Why would anybody lie to us? So we start believing what's coming in from the external, right? So if we're doing this as adults with full consciousness, then we're sort of functioning as a younger consciousness than we have access to right now. So you want to sort of address that is, am I seeking validation from this person? Am I looking to them to tell me it's okay, or to tell me they believe in me, or to tell me something that if they tell me that one thing, then it'll be possible? Okay. If you're doing that to yourself, that right now there is sabotage, self sabotage. Okay. Seeking validation from your partner. Now, if you're with somebody who's maybe a great person, but they're like not really as vibrantly wanting to manifest and create your life, right? They're like, okay, if you do it, but you're still wanting them to come on board and create with you. You're still looking for that validation. Okay. And if you are not just going and creating and having it all, whether they come with you or not, then there's something about that partnership where you've actually put yourself in a power struggle with them and given over your power to them to say, if you're not on board, then I won't go there. Okay. And that, what does that do? Right? That creates this nice little box, right? If I can only go as far as my partner goes. Now, if you were to go to the moon and beyond, head out to the multiverse and create your life, whether it's you want to have more money, or you want to start your own business, or you want to have success, or you want to be free, right, to choose whatever you want to choose in your life, and they're not on board. What you want to ask yourself this question: if I have that, if I create that, what will that mean to this relationship? Now, this is a dig deep question. What will that mean? Am I afraid I'm going to lose that person or something else? What am I holding on to about staying within the box that's their reality? That's not my reality. That's their reality. What am I gaining from this? Okay. In here, in this inquiry for yourself, you will find what you're attached to. You will find your justifications for being attached to that. You will find your fears of what you think you're going to lose if you have this amazing creation of your life. And oftentimes we think we're going to lose the person, or that person's going to judge us, which does happen, but it's not always going to happen. Right? Sometimes this person is just not even aware that this is really possible, but you do. So you get to step into being the leader. And if you're stepping into being the leader and saying, okay, all right, I got you. Your universe is over there. Your perspective's over there. Mine's over here. I'm going to go for it. And hey, they're maybe supportive. Fantastic. Then oftentimes that person will come on board with you and go, wow, you really did it. Like, I am so inspired by you. But it wasn't a possibility, but it didn't have anything to do with you in their world. It was just their world. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, we have people that are in relationships that are actually holding you back, actively holding you back, telling you things like, it's not possible. You shouldn't do that. Why are you being so crazy? You should be happy with what you have, right? Actively dismissing your desires, actively dismissing your what you want to go for, actively dismissing you. Okay. Now that's a whole nother situation. Those are, there's a whole set of questions you can ask. Let me rephrase. Ask those questions we just posed. Go back and rewatch this video. Write those questions down. Okay. And then you really want to ask yourself this question is, what am I really holding on to about this relationship? What am I really holding on to? And you're going to see the truth of what you're holding on to. And then ask yourself that question 10 times. What am I really holding on to here? What am I really holding on to here? And oftentimes when you go really deep, you might see you're actually holding on to a belief that it's not possible for you anyway. May or may not have anything to do with that person. And maybe that's why you chose that person, to really have you confront what's possible and what's in your unconscious mind as a belief, as an old belief. Okay. When you start to really get clear about this for yourself, And this is deep work, especially if you're married, especially if it's your family, it's your parents, or even your kids, right? There's a detach that needs to happen. And you want to unattach. Let's do this. Imagine that your creative capacities, your ability to manifest your desires into your life and be this version of you that has it all, whatever that is. Imagine that that's like a magic wand. Okay. And when you're doing this validation, seeking a validation from other people, okay, and you've got your energy all connected with theirs, then it's like your magic wand that you can wave around anywhere. I was going to say wand around anywhere, is actually like stuck to them. So you can only wave it around like this because it's stuck to them. Okay. And when it's stuck in them, what you have to do is you have to pull it out. You have to detach. Now, it doesn't mean you stop loving them. It doesn't mean you stop caring about them. It doesn't mean that much of anything else actually has to change except your perspective. Your perspective of saying, you know what, I'm taking my wand back. I'm taking my power back. Pulling all of your energy that you've been giving their reality over yours and saying, you don't get any more of my reality, whether it's on this end of the spectrum of somebody like taking it, right, to this end where it's just not in their world and they're not intentionally doing it, right? You're saying, you know, I'm taking my power back. What is it that I truly would like to have? And what am I using as reasons, justifications, excuses, or fears or beliefs of why I'm not having that? Okay. And pull your power back, answer those questions for yourself, see where you're really functioning from. Okay. And then go for it. Okay. You want to claim that, yes, I'm having this, whatever it is. Doesn't matter whatever it is. Maybe it's plenty of money. Maybe it's to pay off all your debt. Maybe it's to be confident. Maybe it's to actually release yourself from all of those early childhood patterns of people pleasing, right? Because that's oftentimes what's also in here. If you're seeking validation, you're often also got the people pleasing as well. Okay. Pulling all of your energy out of that and saying, what if you're here to please yourself? What if you're here to please yourself? What if you're here to follow your awareness? Right? Okay. And then the next part is well, following your awareness, taking those inspired actions, even if you're getting a disagreement, like non-agreement. Okay. Even if the other person is like, why are you doing that? Because I am. You've got to allow yourself to have that much freedom from their reality and the validation that you were doing and the people pleasing that you were doing with them. Okay. And then the next level is, and this is the hard part for a lot of people, you've got to allow the relationship to change. Now, I've seen it on the full spectrum. I've seen it where in a moment the relationship goes away. And in the moment, the person is devastated. But you talk to them 3 months later, 6 months later, a year later, they're like, that was the best thing that ever happened. Okay. Those relationships that are toxic for you, right, that actually are not compatible with your future you're creating will go away. And you've got to let them go away. It's when we're holding on to these relationships that we already know. And oftentimes, if you're getting to this conversation, you might already know, but you're holding on. So we go to those first questions. What am I holding on to this for? What am I afraid of if I don't have this relationship here? Now, oftentimes, especially for women, it's money, right? We've given over our financial power to our partner, whether it's a woman or a man, right? Or even our parents sometimes. Okay. You've given your financial power over and you've stopped creating. Right. And that's sort of what's it called? A thing that we were sort of raised with. So, the people in the 50s, right? That's what they did. So the man worked and the woman didn't have the money. So the man was sort of in control and they ran the household, right? But when we give over our power of creation of money, then we lose choice. So that's when we feel stuck. So you want to, if that's going on, claim back your power to create money and go create money, whatever it takes, so that you can have a choice. Because if you look and said, if I had all the money, would I still be in this relationship? And if it's a no, then what you need to do is up your money flows, go and do whatever it takes for you to have freedom with money, have plenty of money so that you have a choice. And that would be a ultimate manifestation of claiming your power back, gaining the confidence in you so that you can always have 100% choice. Okay. Now, we have this side over here, which the relationship is not so great, but we also have this side over here where maybe the relationship is the other person is starting to evolve with you because you're now leading instead of waiting for them to come with you. Everything always takes a leader. It's very rare that two people are going together, walking in the same pace. So this is where you get to be the leader in your own vision for your life. And on this side, they might actually just go, "Oh, look at this. Wow. I didn't even realize this was possible. It's completely out of my world. Thank you. I'm so glad you went for it. I'm so sorry I wasn't fully supportive. It didn't even occur to me that it was even really possible." Okay? Now, I've also seen this happen where on the brink of a breakup, on the brink of a divorce, one of my clients, she was like, she was out of there for months. And this was like a 2-year long process of really asking herself these questions, seeing where she's at, realizing that she was in a relationship that was not going anywhere, and that for her to really be happy and create her reality the way that she saw was possible, to create her life that was worth living, she was probably going to have to exit the relationship. But she did not want to do it. She had kids. She had all the reasons why not, right? All the reasons why not. And so what she ended up doing was she started choosing for her. She started, creating some boundaries for herself. She started saying what she really wanted, right? And she was so afraid that her husband was going to leave, right? Her husband was just going to leave and that was going to be the end of it. And she was so afraid of that because she really did love him, right? But she knew that whatever was going on with him was so toxic, right? It was affecting her health. It was affecting her money flow. She wasn't able to create money. So what she ended up doing is she set a boundary and she asked for what she wanted. And I thought for sure, if I was going to predict the future, I thought for sure they would be divorced and they would be on that path. But it was a miracle. What happened is by her standing in her power, the whole relationship went after 2 years of really working on it and being on this, rocky roads, it started to shift in the direction that she was going. And I went, she started telling me, she's like, "Cory, you never believe what happened." He's like, "He's actually getting it now." And I went, "What?" Like, it blew my mind. It blew my mind. You can't ever predict how it's going to turn out when you're on this path because relationship might go away and it might be the best thing that ever happened to you. And the best thing that'll ever happen to you is that you stop being that version of you who's seeking validation and people pleasing, holding back for other people. When you stop that and you become this version of you who's confident in creating, you just never know how things are going to shift around to accommodate this version of you that's on that timeline. All right? Okay. So I wonder what is available for you in claiming your power back, asking some of these questions, really digging deep and saying, why do I have a belief that somebody else could stop me? Right? Where does that come from? Oh, that comes from my childhood when my parents never believed in me and they kept telling me nothing was really possible. All right. Now that's something to repattern. Okay. Those deep subconscious patterns are ones that you're going to want to repattern with what you truly desire. So if you have a partner right now that's not so supportive anywhere on the spectrum, start saying, I love having a partner that's supportive. My standard is having a partner that believes in what I'm up to, not for the validation, but because I know we can create more together. Right? Now, one more thing I'll throw in here, and that is, have you really communicated to this what your desires are to your partner, what you see as possible? Have you asked him or her what they see as possible? Where do they want to go in life? Are you guys going in the same direction or not? Okay. And that's really key. I know when Ben and I got together, I I was bold and audacious because I had nothing to lose. I was like, heck, you live in Australia, you live in the United States. Here's what I want. And I just laid it all on the table. And he was like, ooh, that sounds good. Ooh, I'll have that. Ooh. It was like this big buffet he got to choose from because I was like, here's what I'm having. Now, I will not sacrifice anything in my world to be with somebody who wants to have less than me, right? I've got to have like my standard is and my priority is having a partner that wants more, that we are creating in the same direction. We're always like saying yes to having the life we truly want to be living. And if it turns out to not be that, we're upgrading, right? But that's not the perspective that people have when they get married or when they enter into these relationships. A lot of times you're not even having these conversations. So, is now the time to start having this conversation with yourself and potentially your partner? That's what I would wonder. All right, let me know what you're getting from this and where you are in claiming your power back so that you can create the life and living that you would truly love to have. And let me know if you have any other questions about relationships or further on this one as well. So thank you for joining me in the Advanced Manifestation community. And I wonder what is available for you by fully saying yes to your dreams, your desires, and what you would like to manifest. All right. See you next time. Bye.